first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And one nice thing you can always say about Kirk Cousins is that he's consistent. Always puts up nice numbers each and every year. If there is a downside to his game, it's been the lack of playoff success. All in all, the formidable starting quarterback at a time in the league where it's tough to find your franchise guy.
Cousins on first down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The numbers for Smith a week ago: 8 catches, 66 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
A run there with Cook on first down, but it won't net him much, maybe a yard. Second down coming up. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. It's caught. Smith. This defense for the Jets, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe him.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to.
Touchdown, Vikings! Jacob Breeland, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They are led out by a former #2 overall pick in the draft from BYU. It's Zach Wilson.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. The 4 touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. First carry for the former Tar Heel, Michael Carter. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. There's what Carter did in last week's effort. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson is going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And they will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Cousins. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary. And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Ross on the return. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front. Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach? Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Jets have taken the lead. McCann for the point after. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. McCann's got it teed up. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going. They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field. Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Off the play fake, Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. Now here's Ross. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Jets now to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Carter. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it. They got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
Now we'll throw here to his running back. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Throw right side complete to Carter. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Wilson. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Elijah Moore, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good, and it's now 21-7. That time a 9-play drive, and it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. McCann's got it teed up. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And his throw is incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Cousins. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. That's taken on the 25. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They go play action now. Wilson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 29, Wilson. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off at the 18. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they had a good drive going, a chance to build on this first half lead, but now you kind of feel like we got a new ball game.
And you wonder what the discussion will be now at halftime, because I think we were headed towards 1. Now it's a different discussion altogether. One side optimistically, the other side wondering what could have been.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Zach Wilson and the Jet offense set to take over here. He does have the 1 interception, Charles, but I think that's been more than offset by the 3 first-half touchdown passes.
I would agree with you. There is a blemish, but when you've thrown 3 touchdown passes to try and erase it, that's a little bit better than the ratio that all NFL coaches are seeking from their quarterbacks, and he's giving it to them.
They'll take the 3-1?
Every single time.
On first down, they look downfield, and it's complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. McCann's got it teed up. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Now a run with Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
First down, here's Cousins. He's got Smith here. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver. And it results in an incomplete pass.
Here's Cousins. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by Ashton Davis up from the secondary. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Now Cousins. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Chris Barnes. And the Jets are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Wilson. And he finds Corey Davis. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, Wilson. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Going back to Moore. This time he's got it complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator, but my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate. That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
They'll try to run for it with Carter. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown.
Michael Carter.
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Jets would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll run. It's Carter.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On the handoff, this is Mostert.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now Wilson on first down. Uncorks one for Davis. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. this home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
On first down, they go with Mostert again.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
There's a fast release by Wilson out to the flat. Touchdown, Jets! From 6 yards away.
And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just 1 shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
McCann's got it teed up. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Cousins gives way to Cook, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Smith catches left side. That catch good for only a couple.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. Well, they're hoping that the 2nd half is better for him than the 1st half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over.
New York ready to go again offensively.
And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
To throw is Wilson.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play fake. Cousins.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked up by Gary and Conley. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
On 2nd and goal, Wilson. Forced, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Zach Wilson
taking it in from a yard out. And the Jets capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it was Zach Wilson who took it in himself on the touchdown run to cap it off. McCann's got it teed up. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Quentin Williams able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Back now here on EA Sports. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return, and the offense will take over. With a new set of downs. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And he's got the hook up to Moore. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield.
7 yards, the pickup there.
On 2nd down now, it's Carter, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
He's going to let this one go deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 54 yards.
And the Jets are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Jet touchdown.
McCann's got it teed up. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
He's going to get this one down to Cook.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a 1st down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 44, Cousins. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Vikings on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They'll try to run some time here with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Ford. Flushed out right. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people call this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Operating from the gun. Ford. Got a man open. It's Ross.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Ford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Carter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
A throw to the flat for Carter.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Back to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career, but he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead.
McCann's got it teed up. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
To throw is Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins over the middle, complete. It's Cook. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. To the air again, it's Cousins.
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins.
Picked off at the 14. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They'll check this one down to Carter. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll make it a 2nd down.